Hi guys, let's talk. I want to come back to make some YouTubes, and it's not for anything but just because it's something that I enjoy, but I feel like I owe it to myself to at least say where I've been. If you're new here, my name is Toria. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Give this video a nice good thumbs up. I have a lot of fun things planned for this year to come, 2025. First of all, I just want to say that this first video is just me and my camera on my phone, a lamp in the room with my puppies near my feet. So I want to revamp my channel and slowly kind of like add to it, like add to the quality of it, like a new editing program, maybe like new filming equipment, things like that, but slowly, because I want to also not put so much pressure on myself to do something that I just want to enjoy. Like, it's not my job, it's just a hobby. And so it's a hobby that doesn't take, like, me just sitting here and talking to the camera doesn't really take like physical strength, you know what I mean? And so I'm not hurting like my fibromyalgia or anything like that, but if I put pressure on myself, it takes a toll on me mentally, because it's not the only thing that goes on. Okay, so September 2023, we had our vow renewal, but our big wedding. And it was beautiful. It was very stressful, very, it was fun, but it was definitely stressful. A lot of things happened before and after that, like the prep of the wedding, just everything in general. It just happened so stressfully, we'll just say. But yeah, so we got married, and then last year also, my cousin, who was more like my brother my whole life, passed away, and that is my goddaughter, who has also put YouTube on the back burner, but we are on TikTok together. Lonnie, here we go. Here goes they hate when I talk to a camera. Okay, so I apologize for any noise in the background like that. My puppy is a puppy, and he wants to be with my husband 24/7, and unfortunately my husband has to work, so he can't be with him 24/7. We're also having a little bit of a harder time getting the cat and the puppies to get along. So we have to keep them separated right now, just for everyone's safety, especially our senior cat, Wesley, who has been in many of my videos. November 2023, I started to look for work because like the wedding's over, like me planning a wedding is done with, so I can now put my energy into work. However, at this time, my fibromyalgia started to progress, and so did my mental health struggles. From the stress of the wedding to the grief that I was dealing with. I don't know if you guys remember, but I did do a adult anxiety program. I like to call it like a rehab program, because you're basically rehabilitating your mind to help you manage your anxiety and the effects that anxiety has on your life. So I did that one in 2022, before my uncle dad passed away. I did it then. So I dealt with a lot of childhood traumas, the biggest one being an SA to me at the hands of I've never said it online. at the hands of my grandfather. I had to deal with that, and I dealt with that in 2022. Well, I thought I did live like a survivor and not just live like a victim my whole life. Okay, so November 2023, I ended up getting hired at a vet hospital to work in the daycare department, and I was getting so much serotonin from working with these dogs, and my heart was just filled with so much happiness because I felt like I found my calling, which was working with dogs. I love dogs. I always have. I love all animals. I love dogs, though, and cats, and all animals, basically. So I was working there, and slowly but surely, my fibromyalgia started to progress. I hadn't told anybody, and I didn't want to tell anybody because I didn't want them to think I was not capable of doing the job. But in reality, it should have hit me sooner that type of physical work is just something that my body could not handle. So then one day I was doing a one-on-one with like a 250-pound Mastiff, and I'm plus size, so we're like same weight here, me and this dog, right? And he's very sweet, very gentle, very loving, him and his sister Mastiff dogs. And I was walking him back to his boarding kennel because they also did like boarding there, they do daycare, they did a bunch of stuff there. And he kind of got excited, I guess, or maybe he didn't want to go back to his kennel, I'm not sure, but this sweetheart basically tried to take off and run with me holding on to the leash, and it kind of just yanked me to the ground into a wall, shoulder first. And at that time, after that happened, I didn't tell anybody because I was so embarrassed. Like, here I am, the oldest person, right? Already feeling like a failure in life because I don't have a career at like approaching 40 or at 40, and so I was so embarrassed. So I didn't tell anybody, and but then I started to develop this bruise, and then I started to tell my managers slowly, and then just my body started to like shut down at that point. And then when that started to happen, my mind started to shut down. I had to reach out to my primary care and ask for some advice. At that point, she said that I really shouldn't be lifting anything for more than 10 pounds. So I begged her to put in there for me to be able to walk a dog that's, like walk a dog, not like carry a dog, but like walk it on the leash, 40 pounds. Because I feel like you walking a dog is not the same as you carrying the whole weight. But my fibromyalgia started to really, really spiral after that incident with the dog. With the big dog into the wall. Yeah. So I really should have reported it. And that was probably like one of my biggest mistakes that I made working there, was not reporting that incident. Like I should have reported it. I should have went and be seen by their doctors, but it is what it is at this point. So then, January, my sister and my godbaby's birthdays are coming up. Very, very close. They're one day apart, and they're mom and daughter. And so I know that I'm going to be traveling home to go see them. And the night before I'm supposed to leave, there's a fire at a local shelter, a rescue shelter. So my work put out like a bulletin announcement just saying that they need help rescuing the animals, driving them from the rescue center, from the shelter to our hospital where we work. And so me and my husband jumped in a car, then we were on our way, and then they were like, just head to there and start giving them baths to wash the smoke off of them. So then that's what we did. We headed there, and by chance, we gave a couple dogs baths, but by chance, we gave this Aussie Shepherd puppy a bath. And we fell in love. Like, my husband fell in love and was like, whose dog is this? He's a great dog. This has to be someone's dog. And so from that moment on, I applied and we got him, and we added Miko to our family in February of 2024. By March of 2024, I had been basically forced into a medical leave because the conditions that I had with my fibromyalgia at the time could no longer be met by my employer. So I was basically forced into a medical leave. And as I was forced into a medical leave, I was also waiting for my first appointment with a rheumatologist to go through tests for lupus, test for MS, test for a bunch of things. And so I was forced into basically a medical leave. I also was struggling mentally at that time, like, you know, feeling like even more of a failure, even more worthless than I had already before, because like I just felt like such a letdown to everyone who loves me, you know, because I couldn't keep a job. I couldn't work. Trigger warnings right now. Just stop, take a breath, and let's do a trigger warning. So I know there's one at the beginning of this as well, but trigger warning here as well. So I started to like skin pick and things like that. So technically that is called hurting myself, basically, or they call it self-harm. And I had self-unaliving ideation, I think it's called, just ideas, thoughts in my head. And so we decided that I had a really bad night one night, and I really hurt myself. There was blood, tears, there was a bunch of chaos going on at that night. And so it was at the choice of, I would like to say it was at the choice of myself, but it was not. It was at the choice of my therapist that I need to go into have an evaluation immediately. And if I didn't go myself that same day, then she was going to send an ambulance to my house to take me. This is like really hard to repeat. I mean, it's not like hard to repeat in the sense where I don't want to share my story, because I like to share my story in hopes that if there is just one other person in this world who is feeling like me right now, like I was, but feeling like that right now, that they might see this or get some, not inspiration per se, because inspiration is so hard to grab onto when you are in that mental state, but just some sort of knowledge that it's not going to last, no matter what state you are in right now. I'm telling you, even if you're in the most happiest state of your whole entire life, I'm so happy for you, but at some point in your life, there's going to be a moment where you are stressed out, or you're grieving, or you're upset for whatever reason. It's just life, you know what I mean? So I don't say this in like to wish anything upon anybody. I wish everybody nothing but the best in this world. But we all are, our emotions and our thought processes and our mind, even our bodies, they change. They're forever changing. So that's all I'm saying. And if I can help anybody, just let me know. I am always open to a conversation about mental health, especially. You are best to reach out to me on like TikTok, yes, here, but TikTok specifically. I'll link my TikToks down below. I have 3 TikToks, because I have one for like to match this channel, Life with Tor. I have Torias Bonitas, which is like all makeup and fashion. And then I have one with my goddaughter Lonnie, and that is 2 Cold-Hearted Seas, and that's our true crime TikTok. So yeah. After that, I was in the program, and then I resigned from my job because my rheumatologist basically said that I am not capable of working like a physical job at this moment. I can't even type for type or write for longer than, like, right now 10 minutes. Before it was like 30 minutes before I worked my last job, but now it's like 10 minutes. And then even just sitting here, like, I have all this pain going down my back and my neck. So then I completed that program again, the adult anxiety program. And you know, at first I was feeling kind of embarrassed to have to do it again, but then I'm like, I have more than one trauma in my life to heal from, so me having to do it again is not like that big of a problem. It shouldn't be that big of a deal for me. My mom was coming to visit me, which I'm so happy about. I love my mom. And I have a lot of anxiety when it comes to her. But at the same time, I started to apply for like some short-term disability to try to help relieve my husband of all of the financial burden, because I know that's really, really tough. And so I've been dealing with that for a while now. So I'm still trying to do that, because if I can't work, then I have to do something. I didn't qualify for unemployment because I resigned. I guess I'm not really like a fighter either for a lot of things. So like, I don't really like confrontation, especially from like the government, you know? But okay, so my mom came in August. Before August, we decided we were going to sell our condo in Minnesota. So we had to go up there and empty it. I could only do so much because of the fibromyalgia. So my husband really did a lot of the work, and I'm so thankful. It still hasn't sold. So hopefully, Lord willing, by the time this video comes out, it'll be sold. But hopefully soon it will be sold. So we went and we emptied that, and he did it basically all by himself. I drove the animals to and from, because at that point we had Miko, our new Aussie puppy, and Aussie puppies, male Aussie puppies, are a handful. So something I didn't know is Australian Shepherds are technically, like, their nicknames are Ozholes, because they're literally like cray cray. But I love him so much. He has a lot of separation anxiety from me. And he's like my little best friend, even though he's such an Ozhole. For real. Okay, so then my mom came, I think August, we went to empty the condo. So she came September. She came like that first week of September and stayed through my birthday, which is the first week of October. She got to meet Miko. She got to, you know, have a grandma moment with Miko. Got through October, got all the way until I had a state appointed appointment with a general practitioner. And this is where my life did a whole 360, and I haven't been the same since. Okay, so I had this appointment, and it's basically just to check my disabilities and, you know, am I lying, am I not lying, this and that, right? So I go through it, I'm a practitioner, and he does his evaluation and things like that. He starts to talk about like my mental health. So then he asked me about my mental health. He asked me about my childhood traumas. So I tell him about my childhood traumas, and then he repeats back to me like who my abuser was, but the tone in his voice was very much disgust. And that re-triggered all of my shame, all of my guilt with that situation. And now other things have been popping up in my head, and it's just been making life a whole lot harder. Depressed 24/7. But my short-term goal for like 2025 is to work on my mental health and my physical health and just try to be the best that I can be. And I feel like that's something that the trauma processing therapy will actually help me deal with. October 2024 happens, and then November 3rd, 2024, we had been talking about Miko needing like another dog to like play with, because he's so much energy, so high energy, that he just needs someone high energy to match with. And so we went to an adoption event, and we met a dog named Piglet. And Piglet was so cute. And so we also met Piglet's brother at the time, Briar, and we met a couple other dogs as well. And then we put down the dogs that we were interested in, and Piglet was already like basically spoken for at that time. So they decided our second option, which was his brother Briar, would be a great fit for our home. And so on November 8th, we went to meet Briar, and they had a full one-on-one. We even brought the cat to do a one-on-one, or a meeting, to see how he would act in the moment. Little did we know he was scared at the time. But we ended up adding this puppy, because he was like 4 months old at the time, to our home. And we named him Mowgli. So we have Miko and Mowgli, and he is such a handful as well. My first boy dogs, and they're both handfuls, but I love them so much. They are beautiful dogs. So then Thanksgiving was coming, and I was heading home for Thanksgiving. My first time being home for Thanksgiving in like 7 years. Come home, and I was so sick. So I took a red eye on November 30th. Come December 1st, I was getting off the red eye, and my throat felt like there were shards of glass in there. I went and I got like a hot coffee to try to like soothe my throat a little with something warm. It didn't work. I ended up getting a pretty bad virus that's going around, and I had to go to urgent care twice. I got put on, I had bronchitis spots on my lungs. They said that they were going to treat like pneumonia, whatever. So they ended up giving me 2 antibiotics, a bunch of medicine, and I still have like the cough and the phlegm from being sick, but thank the Lord I don't have like the shards of glass in my throat and my ears. Then it was Christmas, and now so I'm currently editing this video, and just had to update you guys on a couple of things. It's still Christmas. I still have the trees up. But, well, it's actually Happy New Year. It's New Year's Day. And actually Christmas Day, and I could do like a story time eventually. But unfortunately, my mom's oldest brother, probably my funnest uncle, was found unalived in a parking lot. In his car on Christmas Day. And yeah, so back to the video, but I just wanted to give you guys an update because I want to be 100% honest with everything that's happening currently in my life. And so when I do have to go home they're still doing toxicology and everything like that. So when I do have to go home for the services, maybe I'll do a travel vlog. If you want to, let me know in the comments. All right. Happy New Year, and back to Christmas, very, very, very happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. I hope you had the best holiday ever and the best New Year ever. But that's basically where I've been. So I want to start posting again to YouTube just because it's something that I enjoy. Come back, no pressure for myself. I just want to have fun. You know, I want to do something that I love. So travel, I love the whole game show aspect. I love the whole reality TV show aspect. So if I can just have fun with it, then why not? And then at the same time, I want my skills to grow. I feel like a creative soul, but I just don't. I'm so chaotic in the mind that I just don't even know where to begin. And then when I fail, I just give up. Basically, I want to come back. I want to have fun. I want to chill. I want this to be a great hobby for me. I just love creating things, and I feel like this is like the least of the physical aspect of creating things, like talking to a camera. So that's what I want to do. So basically what's to come after this is I have our moving vlog from the Minnesota condo. I have then I have a couple of like things like a like the declutter game, where I really want to declutter my space to give myself a clear space for a clear mind, where I wear something for 5 days, like challenges like that, eating challenges or food challenges, gadgets, just things that I really, really enjoy. And I've been doing, it's just I've been doing them off camera, not even for TikTok lately. So yeah, so that's basically it. I hope you guys are receptive. I hope you guys are ready for just some fun, some no pressure fun at that, because I just want a hobby that is low pressure. And you know, it'd be one thing if it was like a job, but since I don't make an income off of it, it's not really a job at this point. You know what I mean? And like I said in the beginning, if you are new, if you stayed till the end, at least drop a, should we do a brain emoji? Because we talked a lot about mental health. I will see you guys in the next video. I've already have it edited, so it should be up very, very soon. I am so thankful that you are here, and I hope you stay and subscribe. Bye, guys.